Hey everybody, just had an interesting conversation with a subscriber. He sent me an article, and in the article, and I don't know who wrote the article, but in the article, whoever wrote it was saying that very soon China is going to release statistics on how much gold it has been buying, and this is going to prove to the world that China has a gold-backed currency, and that is the beginning of the end of the U.S. dollar's reserve status. First of all, let me talk about this this claim of the gold-backed currency. The buying of gold is functionally the same thing, or it does the same thing as the buying of any other asset by a central bank. It adds reserves to the banking system, and at the same time, it removes that asset, an equivalent amount of that asset. So the mere buying of gold does not mean that the Chinese currency is gold backed. Okay, in order for the currency to be gold backed, it would have to be made convertible at some fixed rate of exchange to gold on demand. That's not what's happening here. So when China or Russia or even the Fed, when it buys gold, that's just another way it could add reserves into the banking system, and it removes an equivalent amount of that asset. So these people who write this stuff, they really don't know what they're talking about. You got to be very careful what you read, because it's just, 100% of it is garbage. It's pure garbage. Okay. As far as the loss of the dollar, the loss of the reserve status of the dollar, I've done many videos on that in the past. Okay. In order for that to happen, really, some other nation would have to take the role of running endless trade deficits. And the reason for that is, by definition, the only way for the rest of the world to get that other nation's currency is to run trade surpluses with that nation. That's why the United States has a trade deficit all the time. It's not because, we spend too much and we're profligate spenders like all the idiot morons like Schiff say. No. The only way for other countries to accumulate dollars is to run trade surpluses with us, okay? And the only reason they accumulate dollars or they get dollars is probably to buy oil, because oil is priced in dollars, and maybe they feel safer to net save in dollars. I don't know. Maybe that'll go away. But the only way for the rest of the world to rid itself entirely of dollars is to exchange those dollars for goods and services produced in the United States. That's it. If they exchange dollars amongst themselves, the same amount of dollars will exist in the hands of foreigners. It'll just be shuffled around a little bit. So if they exchange their dollars for goods and services that the United States produces, that immediately turns our trade deficit into a trade surplus of equal magnitude. And that's not even bearish for the dollar. I guess that's bullish for the dollar. So all these things, you got to be very careful about what you read, because 100% of it, 100% of it is wrong. You know what I'm talking about. 99.99999. 100%. It's the zombies writing this stuff. All right, so just because a central bank buys gold does not mean that the currency is gold backed. Nuh-uh. Doesn't work that way.